What's going on, Mongs? It's me, Semi-Mong, and today we're on Crowfall, checking out the difference between a standard and a crafted vessel. Now, this video is pre-recorded, and I've actually tried to record it 2 or 3 times, and every single time, the game sound recorded over itself. Like, I'd be at the training dummy, showcasing some damage numbers, and when I'm slicing with my rapier, you can hear, like, the flintlock shots back in, like, it's just a completely different game file sound. I don't understand, and it is because I pre-recorded the footage and then recorded the commentary when I was stupidly logged back into Crowfall. So obviously it was recording the game sound from my game while I was commentating, and of course the game sound from when I was actually recording the footage. But with that being said, let's go ahead and showcase what the actual difference is between a standard and a crafted vessel. Now, within Crowfall, you have sort of your account, and then whenever you log into a campaign, of course, you can create a character. These are known as vessels. There are multiple different characters with, of course, multiple different classes, like a lot of MMOs out there today. But the difference is, once you're in the game, you can use a profession called necromancy to actually dig up body parts and stitch these back together, which then you can inhabit within that campaign world that you crafted it in, or whichever one you choose it in. If you craft it in an eternal kingdom, you can then go ahead and inhabit that vessel, and it's like an upgrade. It's just a stat boost. It gives you so many more statistics. It's insane. Now, I'm sorry if that sounds confusing, but let me run through it a little bit on screen now with some actual examples. You can see that I'm using here just a standard Guinea vessel, and if I hover over this crafted vessel that I've got in my inventory, you'll be able to see the actual stat differences. Like, their strength and dexterity are 10 times the amount. They jump up so much, and then you've got strength, spirit, oh no, is it spirit, constitution, and something else. I haven't actually got the footage on screen now. I don't want to risk double recording the game sound again. But you got a really massive boost to them as well. And of course, statistics just increase everything across the whole board of the game: combat, gathering, and crafting. Of course, combat is pretty self-explanatory: strength and dexterity, attack points, attack power, and critical hit and whatnot. But it also helps towards gathering and crafting, because it increases spot weakness, how much damage you do to a node when you're mining it or harvesting it, if it's a tree or whatnot. And of course, experimentation points when crafting, and experimentation success and assembly success. So you really want this stat boost increase. I mean, look at the difference between like single figures on a standard vessel to even 100 plus on a dexterity. It's insane. Now, there are different rarities of vessels. Of course, some will give you more stats than others, but that's really the main bulk of it. It just gives you a stat increase. Now, to flesh out the video a little bit more, I thought I'd compare some damage numbers, just to give you sort of a power creep idea, how much you're going to gain in power, how much more damage you're going to do with a crafted vessel rather than a standard one. Now, unfortunately, I haven't actually got the footage on screen, as I said, because I don't want to risk double recording, so I haven't got the damage numbers to hand. But on the example I'm using here, I'm using the standard Guinea vessel with an intermediate pistol and intermediate rapier, so the starting weapons that you'd craft first of all if you just jumped into the game. And you can see I'm hitting about 115s, 120s, 130s or so with the rapier basic attack. And then if we go ahead and use flintlock shock, I'm not quite sure how much that actually gives us. But then if we go ahead and use pepperbox shot, which is of course the multi-target hit, like just shot, and then if you use 5 pips on it, it stuns them, I'm hitting about 400s. So it's not that bad. Now, before I jump into my crafted vessel, I do switch it up a little bit, and I actually equip the mastery of pistols discipline, and I go ahead and equip a main hand and offhand pistol that is an advanced weapon, not an intermediate weapon, and it does give me a little bit more damage. With the basic attack, it now charges up in a sort of free rotation, so you'll shoot once, do little damage, shoot again, do some increased damage, and then you'll do a third shot, and then you'll do a lot more damage, and then of course it drops back to the bottom level, so it tears up in 3 different ways. So with the basic attack on the pistols, you can see I'm hitting 90s, 150s, and then about 200s odd-ish sometimes. It's not that much. I just thought I'd showcase different playstyles that you can have. Of course, you can have the main hand and offhand pistols, or you can just stick with a pistol and rapier. I just prefer the pistols with the increased damage on your basic attacks and the range that you get. Like, I honestly just love it. So to finish up the video, I do go ahead and equip the crafted vessel. Of course, we get these massive stat increases. Go back to the dummies and just showcase a little bit more of the damage numbers. You can see my basic attacks, rather than like hitting 90s on the first shot, I'm now hitting 115s, 120s, and it's creeping up to the high 200s, 290s by the end of it. So it's not that much of a damage increase, but of course you can increase it further through skill training, crafted weapons. I've got no training in combat. I've got a common advanced weapon, thinking you go up to rare, legendary, epic, you can get some massive stat increases. This is just really to show the crafted vessel. I mean, I love it. I really do. It is such a stat increase, especially in gathering, so I'm going to try and get some gathering footage as well. Oh yeah, the pepperbox shot. If we have a look at the pepperbox shot here as well, there is some times when we hit an 800. I don't know if I've got that footage on screen, but I'm hitting roughly about 500, 600, 700. So a nice increase from the 400s-ish that we were hitting with the standard vessel, and then, oh, well, the same pistols actually as well, just the standard vessel. Guys, that's the difference between a standard and crafted vessel. If you've enjoyed, be sure to leave that like down below. Get involved in the comments section, I shall reply, be interactive. I love to hear all of your opinions, and be sure to check out the description for links to my game on Amazon and Redbubble store for gaming products from your favourite gaming franchises. Oh, that's always a tongue twister. Thanks for all of the support, and I shall see you in the next video.